Hey, and thank you so much for joining me in this month's Take 5 Art video. So while I draw on these roses, on these blotches of paint that I already had in my traveler's notebook here, let's talk a little bit about Take 5 Art. Take 5 Art is a challenge with 5 prompts chosen by one of the ladies in our collab group, and every month one of those ladies chooses 5 prompts, and with those prompts we create something, whether it be an art journal, spread, or anything else creative goes actually. And this month the prompts were chosen by Anne from Just Me Creating, and the prompts are 1. Stickers, 2. Washi tape, 3. Purple, 4. Stencils, and 5. Draw flowers. And as you can see here, I started with the last one, drawing flowers, and I actually found out at the end that I did the prompts backwards this time. Usually they're just all over town, but this time they were in order but backwards. So I started with flowers and then did the stencil, purple, washi tape and stickers. But you will see that later on. Let's talk about what I am doing here on screen. I chose this page because the prompts draw flowers inspired me to try to draw flowers using these splotches that I already had in my traveler's notebook as inspiration. The splotches reminded me of flowers, of roses to be exact, which are the flowers that I chose to draw. And the paint splotches were from another time that I did some art journaling with acrylic paint with these colors, and I usually then put the leftover paint in another journal for the future use. And it inspired me this time, so I'm very glad I started doing this with my last art journal. So yeah, roses, there's really not a rhyme or reason to how I'm doing this. It's just squiggly lines, and somehow they turn out to look a little bit like roses. Usually I use an inspiration rose, but this time I use the splotches as inspiration. And for the next prompt, stencils, I use this stencil, one of my 2 stencils that I own actually. I'm not really a fan of stencils, but it was fun to try this. And I'm using my Versa ink. I'm not sure of the brand, of the exact name of the ink, but it's this green one. And I'm just stamping directly. I don't have one of those little tools that some people have to do this, so I decided to do it with the cushion directly, and I'm not sure whether that played in my favor or against me, but it gave an effect. I am used with stencils that they aren't as perfect as you might want them to be. Say hello to my Mace, my little kitty. He usually sits on the table with me when I'm crafting and usually likes to sit on top of what I'm working on. So I'm lucky that when I'm filming he doesn't do that anymore. But yeah, I'm not trying to be too neat with these because I somehow in my experience stencils are never neat. They always end up leaking a little bit, so I didn't really care about that. At least I tried not to care about it, and it's a messy page, so that's okay. And for the rest of the residue that was on the stencil, I didn't want to let that go to waste, so I decided to add it on a different page, so I don't waste a lot of the ink that I just put on that stencil. And maybe it will inspire another Take 5 Art video, you never know. As for purple. Purple is not really a color that I use a lot or own a lot of, so I pulled out some little papers that inspired me, but I was mostly inspired by the purple of this amethyst, so I decided to use acrylic paints, one medium that I have some purple of, and mix my own paint into this amethyst-y-ish color. I think it's pretty close. And just went to town with splotches. Little square ones this time. They are kind of my favorite to do. They look a little bit like a brick wall or something. And I kind of like the shape of them. But then I decided that it wasn't enough, or it was too sparse. I don't really know my reasoning completely because it's a while ago that I filmed this. But I decided to add some more with a little bit of a darker purple and just dab the top of my brush so I get little multiple dots in this color. So if you noticed, I skipped a lot of these videos because it was a lot of repetitive things. Let me know in the comments what you like more, so seeing the entire process or this more shorter version. And for the prompt washi, I didn't really want to use the straight washi strips or anything like that, or add a border or anything, so I decided to use this green grid washi and just cut some little petals out of it and stick them onto my page. I used some old, the backing of a sticker. I don't know how to call it otherwise, but it's the backing of an old sticker sheet that I finished, and I kept it for this reason. I didn't know that I was going to use it for this specific reason, but I thought it could be handy to have some spare sticker paper, maybe for some stray stickers that I want to keep, or for this. So it's simply a vague shape of a leaf, and I stuck them next to the stems of the roses, although this spread is very chaotic, so you don't really see the roses anymore. And in hindsight, looking back at this, I might have done something differently so that it isn't as chaotic as it is right now. I'm not sure how I could do that. If you have any ideas, let me know. Maybe I will add onto it later on. But yeah, I just added them as little leaves. Then for the next prompt stickers, see, I did them exactly backwards. I decided to use these black stickers from Hema to write down a quote, or maybe not a quote. I think I've seen this as a quote somewhere, or it could just be some quotes put together. It just came to me while putting down the stickers. So what I decided to write down in stickers, stick down, but I decided to write down, you are going to be so much more than just okay. And this is an adaptation on the quote, everything is going to be okay, or everything, you are going to be okay. And I know that being okay is sometimes the best you can manage to do. Believe me, I have experienced lows where I couldn't even imagine being okay. But right now I want to be happy, which is my reasoning for this quote. So that's it for this video. This is my Take 5 art spread. I would love to see what you create with these prompts. If you do, so let me know, send me a link to your video or show me a picture, tag me on Instagram, whatever. And make sure to check out the rest of the ladies of our collab group. And just thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like, a thumbs up, or maybe consider subscribing. I make a Take 5 art video every single month. Thank you again for watching, and I hope I will see you next time. Bye bye. What is your mission?